Hello everyone, I'm Drewmatth and today I will present you 10 general rules to follow for Season 10. This is a general guide to help you climb the ladder in the next season. Starting right off the bat at my personal number 1 for climbing is the mentality of the player. First he has to believe that he deserves his actual rank, whatever that is, and then he has to believe that he can actually climb higher. Have a mentality that allows you to climb easier, as in, I can carry and sing with this team, and not, damn these players are bad, it's all their fault and I cannot do anything to win this game. Point 2. After every single win or lose, you have the power to see what went well and what went wrong in the game. Take 5 minutes of your day and analyze a game of yours by looking at a replay of a game that you lost or even that you won, and look what's the losing point of the game for either teams. Did you get caught randomly and die? Well, let's work next time to improve that. Write stuff down. I had numerous text files with my mistakes, and pro players take notes too. It is true that sometimes some games will be lost by the team without your fault, but I want you to be the best player in the team in that context, and if you are, you will certainly climb. You can look for the ace tag on OPGG history on a lost game, and similarly you can look for MVP tag on a game that you won. Point 3. After you analyzed some games over a week, pinpoint general mistakes and stop doing them. If they are mechanical, jump in the practice tool and fix it over a week period with training intervals of 10 to 20 minutes a day. Missed that flash? Good. Jump in the practice tool. Missed that crucial smite? Good. Jump into the practice tool. Low CS score regardless of matchups? Good. Jump in the practice tool. The point is closely related to the next one as well. And the next point, point 4, is discipline. Discipline is where everything is at. Not motivation, discipline. If you are disciplined, you will practice daily whenever you feel you lack certain strengths. If you are disciplined and have a good mentality, you will never use that chat unless for flash cooldowns and constructive discussion about the game. And this point relates to point 5, which is your mentality, and if that's at an all-time low, you will tend to flame. And if you flame, you get chat muted or banned, or you have a general bad attitude towards other, and you have to do as I did if you have problems with that, and that is disable chat. In settings you will find an option to disable chat for your team and for the enemy team. You can also drag it in the bottom left corner and you can let it sit there if you want, so you do not have the temptation, but that can actually hinder your success because you will not see flash cooldowns and things like that. Communication is great. In League of Legends, I trust that, but if you cannot stop flaming or arguing with random players, you will not climb. Pings are more than enough to communicate in most elos, and writing will get you nowhere most of the time, and arguing, oh my god, I cannot tell you how much arguing is bad for you and how useless it is in most elos. And I do not agree with talking too much in chat, as you will have to focus on your mechanics, you have to focus on micro, you have to focus on macro, and you have to focus on everything else than the chat. And someone will argue every time in every single game, because League of Legends is a highly toxic game, and ignore the chat. Okay, so we get that. Okay. Point 6. Play a strict amount of champions. 2 or 3 for main lane, 1 or 2 for secondary, 0 or at maximum 1 in rest for the other roles. Always queue as the same roles and always dodge if you are in an uncomfortable position. So if you picked Echo and you do not want to play Echo, or if you picked Soraka and you cannot play Soraka, do not play that game, just dodge it. Do not ruin your experience and not ruin other players' experience for absolute no reason, and you will also lose LP for absolute no reason again. If you are field support and your only champion is banned, then dodge it. Do not ruin games for others and for yourself as well. Okay, so this is a very important point actually. And moving on, point 7, play only what you practice. This is closely related to point 6. Never try new champions in ranked, never try these new ideas without practicing in normals and in practice tool. After you found success in normals and practice tool, then maybe you have a chance with it. Or if pro players found success and you practiced it, then maybe you have success in ranks as well, but you have to practice as well. You have to do it and not others. You have to do it after you've seen it in normals and then in ranks. You don't jump straight into ranks. This is perhaps one of the most important lessons besides the mentality, attitude, discipline combo that I've talked about. Point 8. Now, dodging is a skill on its own. Don't be afraid to put your team into the multi-query from OPGG, and don't be afraid to dodge when your ADC has an 8-game lose streak. Calculate your odds of winning and check if everyone is playing their main. Check if you have smurfers and pass them the role if needed. Check if someone is deliberately trolling by playing a champion that he has no games on or a bad win rate on. Don't be afraid to dodge for the 3 LP, and don't be afraid to dodge when you are the problem. And you will be sometimes the problem. I've picked champions randomly as well. I mean, in the last second, or forgot to ban something, and that got picked and I got in a bad matchup on a champion that I'm not that experienced with. So don't be afraid to dodge in contexts that is logical to dodge. When even you get out of field, you have champions, but you're not supposed to play them if you cannot play them. You will not perform as an autofill as good as you are on your main lanes, and I recommend dodge if it's possible. If you're in series, then okay, may I understand that you might lose the game as an autofill, but try to pick your best then, and don't dodge it in series because, well, you lose the game. But in rest, 3 LP is not that much. And I don't know if it will change when the season starts, because this video has no idea about what's to come in the new season, unless only the map changes, but you get the point. Okay, point 9. Study from the best. Always check your resources for the champion in calls, find the relevant OTP or pro player and watch them. Do not go for the useless clickbait YouTube videos, because most of them don't teach you much, just some players stomping in low elo that will not really help you learn the game if they are platinum and playing bronze, or if they are platinum and playing on ranked or in low level games, as this account that I'm leveling up is. So do not trust everything, take everything with a grain of salt, even this video, and judge them as much as you can, and try to find your rational solution and write them down. If you find something useful, write them down and then try to come back to it, try to see what that person has to say. And go for the educational ones, as there are tons of them. Study what the player has to say, practice for yourself in the practice tool, then in normals, then in ranks, and voila, now you can play much better. There are some general players like Dopa, Faker obviously, and many more that are extremely educational just to watch their playstyle, and there are also some players that do tutorials, and you can find those players easily, but try to take it with a grain of salt. Try to find some other people that say this guy is good, not the YouTube comments. Just look in Reddit Summoner School or League of Legends for some useful posts, and you will find what you need. Point 10, and probably the last one, a no-brainer for a lot of people, is CS per min. So how much creeps do you have per minute? How good you farm, basically. I've talked about this at a previous point, but that was mostly focused on discipline practice. I'm 100% sure that most players will improve greatly if they improve their CSing in practice tool, or if they focus better in normal and ranked game to get that sweet CS per min and hit that cannons. Those cannons are so important, guys, you have to hit them. And I myself miss cannons as well, but I tend to focus on hitting them as many times as I can during a game, because I know how painful it is to miss one. But regardless of that, practice your CS. Most low elo players have abysmal CS and don't want to improve directly, they just hope it will happen. This will not happen, it's an effort, as in any sport. Even if it's an esport, you have to practice and you have to put your mind there as well. You don't mindlessly play for no reason, you play to improve, and even when you have fun, try to play to improve, even if some players say that you are, I don't know, tryharding or some big words. They don't even know what that means. There are countless videos online on how to practice CS, and they are useful even for me, and if I believe they are useful for me, they will probably be useful for 99% of the people that are watching this video right now, or that will watch in the future. I cannot teach you the best macro or micro mechanics for your champions, but I can certainly point you in the right direction. So write this down, write these tips if needed, and start some inner mantras or rules to follow, and you will certainly improve. Follow these rules if you want. I do not say they are mandatory, but they are guidelines for you to practice and to get better in the new season. You don't have to start with all 10 points at once. You can start with a single one and climb your way up. I don't need to tell you that I guarantee and vouch for these points, because you already probably knew most of them, if not all. You just don't implement them enough, and I probably do not as well, but we are all here to learn and to improve, and that's exactly what we'll do next. I'm Drewmatth, and thank you for your time. Good luck on your quest to become better in the new season.